Are you that someone, or do you know someone that's safeguarding their addiction at all costs? We all know that person.
Hi, welcome to Stay in Your Lane, a sobriety show. I'm Mark.
And I'm Marty.
And we are so glad you're here with us. If you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe to our channel. And we are super thrilled to dive into a casual conversation on sober living.
Yeah, remember if you like our show, I'm sure that your friends and family also would like our show. So make sure to refer us.
And if this is your first time watching, we want this to be another sobriety tool in your sobriety tool belt. So we hope that these conversations are helpful. If you'd like to hear any show topic discussed, please email us and let us know what you'd like to talk about.
Yeah, because this show is all about reaching out and touching the lives of people that are sober living, also for people that are trying to become sober, and the family and friends of those who are seeking sobriety.
Yay. So Marty, let's dive in a little bit more to the topic that you gave the teaser about.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this, right? Because this came up in conversation the other day with a friend of mine, and it was interesting because he was talking to a young lady that was giving some dance lessons, and just asked how the family was doing, and all of a sudden she broke down and she's like, "You know what? I've just got to tell you something that my mom, as you know, I'm going through COVID and I'm grown up now and we're all living in the same place. I realized looking back that my parents have been alcoholics my whole life. And as a child, I just didn't realize it because I just thought that's how they were. And now the mom is faced with some real life threatening illnesses. And she's been told by the doctors that you have to stop drinking and you need to come in. You have to have this surgery. And she just can't understand why her mom is postponing doing the right thing and getting help for what the ailment is. And it struck me that the mom is doing something that many of us do, maybe not on that severity, but some of us, yes, postponing getting medical treatment to safeguard and protect your addiction. And I have a great example, personal example, is that when I was doing meth and I was working out, I was at the gym and I was doing my squats, and I actually heard the bones in my foot shatter. And so did my workout partner. And he's like, "What was that?" I'm like, "That was my foot." So went to the doctor's office, and he was like, "Hey, you're going to have surgery. We're going to put a cast on you now." And I knew right then that there's no way that I was going to be able to go in for surgery. So I ended up throwing my shoe on and sneaking out the back door of the doctor's office to safeguard my addiction.
Oh my
so I
goodness,
can relate
I never
to what her
heard that
mom's going
story.
through.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because you knew if you went down the route of getting that foot fixed, you couldn't keep doing meth.
Correct. Yeah, they were going to have to put me under to do the surgery, and so.
Yeah, I think that's super powerful.
And there's another thing along that same lines is, with the modern day, a lot of places of employment do drug tests, right? And you can actually find online that you could buy somebody's urine. You can actually buy kits to, sabotage your drug testing. And it just amazes me. If you're going to that point, if you are doing that, you've got to really take a step back and being like, you know what, how is this really affecting me overall?
Right. Well, I think it's a good point. I remember I was getting a health analysis for some disability insurance when I was still cutting hair. And I think I had spent the prior week in Napa in California, and of course drank way too much. So my numbers came back and I was not approved for this disability insurance. My cholesterol was high. I believe my sugar numbers were high, all this stuff. And I wrote it off to that week in Napa. I didn't write it off to my 20 years of obsessive drinking. So, I also hesitated to get on cholesterol medication for high cholesterol because I didn't want to be on a statin. And, in retrospect, it's so funny that you will continue to exhibit behaviors that are unhealthy, but you won't do medically what's correct to get healthy on certain things. So I think it's a really strong point about the way we maneuver and tiptoe around our addiction, which is really resulting in, a huge red flag for our overall health.
Yeah, and what's interesting is like it, when you are intoxicated or living that addictive life, it just makes sense to you. Like to do that, right? But the people around you, you really have to listen to what they're saying or they're asking you, because she's asking her mom, like, why are you not getting the surgery? Why, and it doesn't make sense to those around you. And if it's not making sense to them, that might be a red flag that, hey, look, I really need to take a look at this overall picture. And like the daughter says, is that, you're willing to die, and not get the care that could save your life, so that you can continue to drink. Is it really worth that sacrifice? I mean, in this situation, her young daughter will grow up without a mom. The younger sibling will grow up without a mom. The husband's going to grow up, grow old without his wife, and for what? I mean,
right.
Well, we understand that, and I'm not passing judgment. We understand that now.
Right. Yeah, I think that that speaks volumes to the power of addiction. There's not a rational thought process that goes into it. The only thing that is a priority is protecting being able to use whatever substance you want to use. I think a really great example of this would be cigarette smokers. I've never been a cigarette smoker, but I hear the nicotine addiction is one of the hardest things to kick. And you hear about people all the time having open heart surgery or having a stroke or having lung cancer. And they immediately, when they are able to, continue to smoke. I mean, of course, these people aren't idiots. They know that that's probably what caused some of these ailments. But I think that encompasses the power of that addiction.
Well, you just brought in your words there really struck home, I think, with a lot of people, is that, these aren't dumb folks. These are people that have an addiction that's stronger than their common sense currently.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter education level, it doesn't matter, your age. The addiction doesn't care. And
right.
So it's not right to pass judgment on those people. Like, if you do have a loved one who's doing this, right? My advice to you is, don't stop loving them, don't stop caring for them, but be well aware that this is, an addiction, and it's currently their choice to do that. It's not a free pass to let them off the hook for it, but at the same time, it's important to express compassion to that person.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because, no one in their right,
right,
common sense mind would do something that's going to kill them. But that is when the addiction takes over and it clouds all that common sense.
Yeah. And another, I think, good point to bring up here in this specific scenario that we're talking about is that it doesn't mean that the mother loves the daughter any less. It doesn't mean that she doesn't, you know, appreciate being a mother any less. It just means that she has an addiction that's very powerful.
Right.
And don't let it negate how much you think that your parent loves you. Yeah, because it's not about you, it's about their addiction.
Right. Well, and I think too, if we could, I think a little sidebar to this is, you know, health stuff being put off for addictions. I think there are also other life things that are constantly put off because of addictions. Because I can remember in the past when I would, decline an invitation to a party if I knew there wasn't going to be alcohol there. So, I think the broader picture is, all the things in life we give up to protect our addiction.
This is so true. Good times,
Yeah.
events, and memorable events that you'd go to. And I just want to make it clear, Mark, when you said sidebar, you mean like in a courtroom, right? Not like at a bar.
Oh,
You said
right. I heard it. I love it. You made this joke in another episode. I love it.
did
So,
I?
yes,
I'm repeating my material.
you are.
Oh,
That's
what do you
good.
give to an elephant that has to diarrhea?
Pardon?
So what do you give to an elephant that has diarrhea?
A lot of space.
A lot of room. Anyways, that I was trying to redeem myself on my humor.
No, I think this was a great topic. I think that, until you brought up the idea of discussing this, I didn't fully realize how much stuff I had avoided to protect my addiction. But especially the number one that was most detrimental to me was keeping my health, at the forefront of, managing, just to be overall healthy.
And I think to let people know also, I think another episode that just came about in our conversation like this was the fact that I was at the gym working out during my meth addiction. And I would like to talk about other things that we do to sustain us as appearing normal during our addiction, not only to others, but to ourselves, right? So this is a great segue, this show, on what we do to, protect our addictions. But the other one is also sustaining and maintaining a certain front of normalcy so people don't think that you're an addict.
Yes.
Neither do you, right?
100%. And I think the person we do it for the most is for ourselves. So this would be a fantastic show.
Yeah. So please come back, visit us for the next show, and if you have an idea for a topic, if we spawn an idea in your mind, please let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will certainly look forward to seeing you on our next episode.
All right, everyone, have a good day.
Bye-bye.